Good day everyone, I am Tricia Garcia from Business Economics 2101 and I am tasked to discuss impossible conditions under Article 1183 of the New Civil Code of the Philippines. So, impossible conditions, those contrary to good customs or public policy, and those prohibited by law shall annul the obligation, which depends on them. If the obligation is divisible, that part thereof which is not affected by impossible or unlawful condition shall be valid. The condition not to do an impossible thing shall be considered as not having agreed upon. Under Article 1182, we have two kinds of impossible conditions: the physical impossible conditions and the legally impossible conditions. The physical impossible conditions is not capable of fulfillment in nature, while legally impossible conditions is not capable of fulfillment due to operations of law. First, condition and obligations are void if condition is to do an impossible or illegal thing. For example, B is to give C 20,000 if he calls A. So, both of the obligation and the conditions are void since killing a person is unlawful. Second, conditions and obligations are valid if the condition is negative or not to do an illegal thing. So, for example, D is to give C 10,000 pesos if C does not swim across the Pacific Ocean. So, the condition is not to do an impossible thing, so it shall not be deemed as not having agreed upon. Third, only the affected obligation void. If the obligation is divisible by the impossible condition shall be valid. So, for example, D is to give C a car if C finishes his studies, and 5 million pesos if he kills B. So, if C finishes his studies, he may demand the delivery of the car. However, he may not demand the payment of 1 million because the condition to kill B is unlawful. Fourth, only condition is void if the obligation is a pre-existing obligation and therefore does not depend upon the fulfillment of the condition, which is impossible for its existence. For example, A incurred an obligation amounting of 20,000 pesos in favor of C. Then later, C agreed to kill B before pays C. Then the condition to kill B is void since it is legally impossible and unlawful, but not the pre-existing obligation of A.